In case you can't already tell, I'm a little bit angry. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Building a Nation with FC Midtjylland. If you're still enjoying the series, do be sure to hit the like button, that'd be superb. If we could get 500 likes on the video, that'd be even better. Really, really awesome of you. Now, we've actually only had 2 live comms this month, but there was an international break in between, so we've actually still got past quite a fair bit of the older the game time. There was a 14-day break in between 2 of the games, so we still covered a fair amount of ground. But we do have some other stuff to talk about, one of which you would have already seen in the intro. Bad times. Anyway, I'll join you guys in a sec for the Celta Vigo game. Sisto's ball. Cruz to get a chance on the edge of the box. Goes round 1. He's into the area, you know. Oh, what a goal! On his debut, Juan Cruz signs a couple of days ago and he scores on the first appearance for the team, and we lead at Silkeborg and move into second spot, but still 8 points off the top. Roma. Cruz again. Round the side for Sisto. Ball back across. Oh no. Poor touch from Sisto. Roma. Ball in. Juland at the back post, and it is 2-0 in stoppage time. Well, not quite stoppage time. Mikael Juland's first of the season. Nice to see us wrap it up here. Well, there we go, 2-0 Midtjylland. Cruz did miss some really good opportunities in this game, I have to say. Some of them were sort of Cadlets-esque, so it wouldn't be fair if I didn't criticise him for that too, but he is very young, I suppose. Sisto's free kick. Oh, what a strike. We've got the lead. They've been really compact so far, but Sisto doesn't care as he smashes in the free kick for his 4th goal of the season. Players lurking. Singh is one of them. Sobby's another, and Sobby puts it in the back of the net. It's 2-0 now to Midtjylland against one of the strugglers in the league. Sobby's 8th of the season as he maintains the top scoring spot this year. What a year he's having. Sisto's falling again. Cruz is across, and this time Cruz does put it in. He's got 2 in 2, the youngster, and that's what I like to see from the lad. Good finishes from corners so far. Oh, it's a great strike from Ilham. It really is a great effort, really. It's 1-1, not 1-1, 3-1. They're sort of back in the game, but not really. Well, there we go. 3-1 victory away. Simple, really, and we're within 5 points of the top of the league again. So guys, we are back, and as you can see, we are still 8 points off the top of the league, and it's really, really refreshing to see a team really start the way that they have. 9 wins in their first 11 matches as Cedar Densa just completely fly away from us. I mean, they're 8 points above their nearest rival on the same number of games as them. Obviously, if we win both games in hand, we're only 2 points behind them, and it's basically a 2-horse race at that point. But still, it's just really nice to see a team actually have such a great start to the season. They beat us along the way, so what's to say that we can't, what's to say that they can't go along like this and actually provide us a serious title challenge this year? Who knows? Now, we did win both games this month, so it's not really a huge deal. We're still right in there. Goal difference is a little bit worse, but we do still have the best defence in the league, which is something, I suppose. Söderjyska, on the other hand, have had a woeful start. 1 point from 11 matches so far. That is truly appalling, and Nestved haven't really coped much better, unfortunately. Those two do look completely gone. Weird to see Randers down there, though, with the fact that they have been massive contenders right towards the top halves of the league. In fact, last year they were in that top 6 group, and before that they weren't too bad. They were in Europe the year before. So to see them struggling so far is a bit of a worry for me. Now, I said in the last video that we've taken a load of players on trial, and we have, I think a lot of them have gone back now. Let me just check my B team to make sure. I mean, there's still a couple. Pujic is the only one that has yet to return to his club. However, one of the downsides of doing the whole trial thing is that they get removed from your shortlist, so I've had to go through and add them all back to the shortlist again. But as you can see, the shortlist itself has got a lot more players on it 100% scouted. Now, I've obviously put a filter on to make sure we don't see any players that are 19 and over. There's still a few players I probably want to remove from this, but it's not too bad. I think a few of the ones that, we looked at, people like, where are they? They're in here somewhere. Where are they? So, yeah, people like Howard Ellis, he was one that came on trial. As you can see, not as good as we originally thought he was. That's the sort of thing that we're going to ascertain from these sort of trial periods. But hopefully, we'll have to do this a little bit less once we start to get into more of the save. I've not really added that many more players lately because I'm just trying to get through the backlog and maybe just start again fresh when I can do the old shortlist idea with all of them. That way I don't have to pick and choose so much, basically. That's what I'm going to try and do for now. Then we'll just go into it next year. We've still got plenty of players coming through, and I've sent a lot out on loan as well. When I said I sent a lot out on loan, I really did mean it. And not only that, but a lot of players have gone out on loan to teams in the top flight. So 2 players at Aalborg, 1 at Horsens, 3 at AGF, 1 at Brøndby. We've got 1 at Nordsjælland. We've got 1 at Randers. We've got 1 at Silkeborg. We've got 1 at Sønderjyske. We've got a lot of players going to top flight clubs. And they're not bad players either, which is key. Like Mobile has gone out on loan to AGF. I did try to sell him on, but nobody was interested. But AGF put a bid in, not a bid, a loan bid. And I thought, you know what, let's just get him out there. He can maybe help them. He's not a bad player. But, the likes of Kirosh has gone out. Sopo, Marine, Damsher, Biacolo, Biassi, Pablo Ruiz, Victor Torp. There's lots of these youngsters are now starting to really go out on loan. Even Finkru has gone out on loan to Frederica, who I don't know what division they're in, but he still doesn't even look that bad. Apparently he's got a bit of potential still, and I still wonder about him, but we'll have to sort of see how that one goes over the next few seasons. Vinicius. But also, we had a player join us too, and that's kind of important. And that player was Juan Cruz. Now, his actual potential ability doesn't seem to be that high, but I feel like he's got decent stats for now. Looks for pass rather than attempting to score. My goodness, how on earth did we get a striker with that PPM? It's a rarity. Runs with ball down the right. He can play on the right-hand side, so I guess that makes sense. He's got some solid mental stats. That's what I kind of like about him. He's determined. Positioning's a little bit low and bravery's a little bit low. Some of his physicals aren't too bad, but that 16 finishing is kind of what I really do enjoy. He's got decent-ish composure. He did miss a couple of chances in his first game that were sort of Cadlets-esque type of thing, but he did also score and has scored in the 2 games that he's played for us so far. So I like him. He's got a cap for his country already, which he got after he joined us, but I didn't want to congratulate him on it, because generally if they've not been at the club long, they'll generally get pissy at you if you try and do that, unfortunately. But I think he could be another decent striker for the season. So we've got him, we've got Ibrahim, and we've got Willemsen, along with the likes of Pulisic and Cadlets. Now, Cadlets has told me he wants to leave the club because he's not getting enough football, even though he is actually playing quite a bit, which is a bit annoying. So I've offered him out for 10k at first, just to see, and then offered him out for 0. But the thing is, even though I've excluded foreign clubs, I'm still getting bids from Freiburg and other foreign clubs, which is a bit strange. No domestic clubs want him, and I think the problem is that he's on £14,000 a week, and he'd probably want even more. So in those sort of situations, what I may have to do is move them on to foreign clubs and get some money for them, because if we can't sell them to domestic clubs, then there's nothing I can really do about that. We really are doing our best, and we're getting better at that now, but I think some players are just never going to be able to do that. And that brings me on to my next point, which is the fact that the board went over my head. And not only did they go over my head, but I wasn't even provided with an option to discuss it with them like I was on my Göteborg save when this happened to me. So the board sold Sergio Maris to Manchester City for £7 million. Which is a pain in the arse, because I'd turned down a bid of £9 million from PSG like a week and a half before that. They were starting to ramp up the bids quite a bit on him, and I hate when they do that. £9 million, I wasn't going to accept it because it looked to me like he was quality and he'd done all right for us in some games. But for the board to go over my head and sell him for £7 million, and not only that, but because I could only negotiate that 40% of next fee clause with the other team, we only really earned about 5, and because we only had 35% of our transfer revenue retained, we didn't really get much money from it, but we still have a little bit more money in the funds, and that's kind of good. So when you look, we've got 2.93 million in the bank now, which might give me a bit more of a budget to spend in January, plus 35,000 in wages too. So I think we could really go out in January and go after some of the players on these lists and really have a very interesting winter transfer special at this rate, because at least that's helped with something. It's just annoying. We've made a huge profit on the guy, don't get me wrong. It's just frustrating to lose a player so early in the save, particularly when he never really got a chance to play for us. But that's the way the cookie crumbles and all that jazz. But looking at the squad, Sobby is the top scorer with 8 goals so far this season. Monster. He's carrying us a little bit. Sisto with 4, Cadlets with 4, Obifule with 3. As for assists, it's obviously Monk's score, but he is suspended for this game, which is a pain in the arse. But Sisto's got a bit of both, which is nice. It's useful to have. Now, since we're the away side, I'm tempted to go with this strategy today and just see if we can nick something in the away game. That way, if we can beat them at home, it'd be better, because I just don't think we're going to be strong enough to go and win in this fixture, to be honest. I think we were 4-1 when we looked in the last game at the end of the match. Not the end of the match, in the preview bit on the side window on the schedule page. And unfortunately, it's just not looking too good. Even this is weird, though, considering I rested players for the last game. Now then, Juan Cruz is on the bench. We've managed to register a few more players now, so Cadlets... I'm tempted to go with Cadlets up top because he's actually done okay, and maybe we could do with his type of play for this one game only. Now, I need to remind myself to check and see whether Copenhagen actually got past Elfsborg in their Europa League qualifier, because if they did, that's going to mean big money and big coefficient points, which are going to be crucial at this stage, because I want to see us get a little bit in the coefficient. I want to see us at least take a win in this group this season and not do what we did last year and sort of bugger it up monumentally, although we did look strong against some of the bigger sides, and I wonder if playing this tactic against the likes of City again and Benfica could once again provide us with that. Ooh, okay. Let's see what they're up to today. Let's sort of feel them out a little bit. They're playing a sort of 4-1-4-1 type of system, so they've got a defensive midfielder, but they don't have an attacking mid, and I wonder if us switching might not be such a bad idea, because they're not playing with an attacking mid, so there's no one for our defensive mid to really mark other than midfield runners, which is fine, but I don't know if we need him. Cadlets. Ball in. Oh, it's gone in! We have the lead at Celta Vigo. We've yet to have a shot on target, but Cabral's own goal makes it 1-0 Midtjylland. Cadlet's down the right of all people. Don't know what he's doing out there. Whips the ball in. I thought it was going to be a tap-in, but it's a terrible... I don't know what Cabral's doing there. Somebody alert the match-fixing authorities, because that was a bit of a worrying finish from him. Okay. Okay, we'll sort of work our way into this. We'll see how this is kind of going, shaping up, and maybe switch to the other tactic if things start to look a little bit... whoa, look at the possession stats. Wow, okay, that's come back a little bit in our favour, but there's not been a single shot in 15 minutes. I've not seen a game. Look at this. We've had a shot. 30 minutes into the game, and there has been one shot in the entire game. I mean, Borefest much? Jesus. Okay. I mean... yeah, I guess. I mean, should we even bother exploiting the right flank at this point? I think we might just leave it as it is and see how... here we go. Oh, here we go. Don't concede a goal from a free kick. Damn it. I mean, really, Fontas with the goal. There's been literally 2 shots on target in this match, and not even both of them have gone in. And it's some... oh, that's frustrating. I feel like this could be one of those really cagey affairs. If we could just not concede goals from fucking free kicks all the time, it would be fantastic. But I just haven't figured out a way to stop it, and didn't figure out one last year. Ooh, just trying to have a little slap there. Okay, no worries. I kind of feel like they're there to be beaten, though, and I do wonder if us going for it in the second half with the other tactic, because we've got no one for Sparv to really do much with. I'm just thinking about this. I don't know. What would you do in this situation, guys? I'm going to throw it out there. What would you do in this situation? Would you sit with this and see if you could nick it, or would you go for it in the second half with the other tactic and try and snatch something from them, because clearly they're not defending that well? You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't in these situations, really, aren't you? So let's just sort this out and get the squad G'd up. I'm tempted to go for it, you know, because I think that this tactic might well nullify them, but I kind of... if we'd stayed at 1-0, if we were still winning 1-0, I'd probably sit, but I kind of think, like, today, I kind of want to keep... right, I'm going to get Kirk off, and I'm going to get Olsen in, but I am going to keep Sparv on the pitch, because I want to make sure that we can drop back to the other tactic if we need to. I'm going to go for it in the second half. I know this could be a huge error on my part, but I kind of feel like it's there. They've only had 2 shots in that first half, and they scored the goal from a free kick, and we didn't see the other shot, so it can't have been that fantastic. Not that we created much, but I just wonder if there's an inkling of us being able to create a chance to win this match should we get in there and take it. Obviously, if it starts to swing back towards them, I will immediately switch the tactic back again and move some stuff around. It is starting to swing a little bit. Benfica are 2-0 up at Manchester City. Can we all just take a minute to appreciate that? Even if this goes 1-0, sorry, 1-1, it's not a bad result away from home. Sobby, we'll get him off for Julian. And, ooh, Cadlets has been poor today. Roma, we don't have anyone to play in there at the moment, unless we bring Hansen across there and get Roma off a bank. Actually, it's probably a better idea. As much as Cadlets hasn't done a lot today, he's got the assist for the own goal. This has been an absolutely terrible game of football. I feel sorry for the fans that would have had to have watched this when they've seen 3 shots on target in the entire match, an own goal, and only 5 shots in the entire game. It's been cagey as... just terrible. But if we get away with... oh, no, please not a goal from a corner to... set pieces! Matteo Debucci's playing for Celta Vigo. Set pieces for days. Free kicks are a pain in the arse. Corners are a pain in the... we have to do something now. I'm going to rejig that for the next bit. Oh, it's deflected as well. Disappointing. They've probably just about edged it in what has been a shocking game. We're going to go attacking for the final few minutes and see if we can. Yeah, the right-hand side's probably the best bet for now, I'd say. Closing down a little bit more. Just maybe drop the tempo down a little bit, just because otherwise we're going to get so knackered from this final 15 minutes. I don't see us doing anything in this match, but you never know at this point. We might be able to offer something. I don't see it. Disappointing. One of those games I don't think either team deserve anything from, because we've both been pretty shocking. It's just a shame that we're probably going to come out on the losing side due to just inability to defend set pieces, and I hold my hands up on that. I've yet to figure out a way to make it... oh, God. Sparv, go on, out wide. Hansen, round the side for Sisto. Get that ball in the box. Go on, you know you want it. Get that in. Don't shoot. Juland! I mean, that was the chance. We should be this should be 2-2, really. There's no excuses for it not being 2-2 there. That is just scandalously bad finishing for... oh, don't make it 3-1 now. That's not good. I mean, we've been woeful today. We've been undone by set pieces, and which is ironic considering we were supposed to... my assistant told me to train... told me to train attacking set pieces for this game, and what we should have done really is train defending set pieces. I would have said. It's a lovely little flick on there, and it's now 3-1 Celta Vigo with John Guidetti getting in there. I'm really disappointed in this match, because I think we could have been on for a solid performance if we just... we're never normally this bad from set pieces. I've got to say, like, sometimes we do concede goals from them, but that today has been appalling. It's been a really woeful performance from just set pieces in general. We probably could have snatched something from this game, and the thing is, I don't think it has anything to do with the tactic that we're playing, because we could have maybe had something on another night. Ah, dear. I mean, fact is, our goal ourselves that we got was very lucky. I'm just shocked that we've managed to throw it away in such a horrific fashion. But there you go. These things happen. 3-1, very, very disappointing. But I feel like they can be got at. No, we can fault the balls. They were absolutely fucking awful in that game, Brian. Just a straight up woeful performance in general, but we got to get better with these things. It's going to take time. I think we can beat them in our home game, and that for me is, that's more points than we got last year in theory. So I would still look at that in a good light, and maybe get some coefficient points up. That's one thing we do need to do. Check on Copenhagen. Yeah, it appears they did in fact go out in the playoff round, which is not going to do us wonders for our coefficient. It's kind of relying on us a little bit now. At the moment, we've earned a few more coefficient points just by getting here, of course, which has sort of closed us in on the teams above us. And there's a potential for us, if we can get another win, to maybe climb up a couple more places this year. But it does depend on what the other clubs from those countries, like Basel of Switzerland, do, because they're third seeds in their group, remember. Anyway, guys, that sucks. That kind of really sucks, but that's one of those things. We're going to have to go to Benfica in the next game and try and find ourselves a way through them, I suppose. Don't think it's going to be easy. We're going to go to Manchester City. No, we got Manchester City at home. We're going to just try and defend for our lives and see if we can't earn that point that we should have got last time round, and see if we can get something. Any points we can get against those clubs would be massive for our coefficient. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode, despite that, do drop a like on it. That would be superb. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe for new videos like this, hopefully, anyway, in your inbox every single day at 7 o'clock. And I will join you guys in the next episode for a game away at Benfica, where we really need to just sort of pull our fingers out and get a Champions League shock win at some point. Would you one eventually, surely? I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.